And this is the Ethical Times, September 13th, 2011. The big guys, bank crimes, the cover-up. So many of these loans were sold, right? Sold to bigger banks, more money, more power. Were these banking people completely ignorant of the crime? Of course not. There was already the law cases that existed against Novastar, so anyone doing their due diligence would know that loan fraud had taken place and crimes had taken place with Novastar. So in buying these loans, you're buying loans that have been criminally obtained. It's like a thief comes up to you and he stole something, right? You know it's stolen. And he says, "Here, give me $50." For a Rolex watch, right? So you give him $50 for it. And around the block, you go around the block, and the cop stops you. You knew you were stealing it. You knew it was a stolen watch. You're part of the crime. Who are you kidding? Who are you kidding? So Mellon Bank, Chase Bank, Bank of America, all of these banks. In my case, Saxon, Mellon, and Morgan Stanley. Saxon definitely knew that the crime had taken place because I filed criminal charges and appropriately provided them, and yet Saxon never responded and never took appropriate action. So they basically were, by not acting, or saying, like, we're going to have nothing to do with these crimes and we're going to pretend they didn't happen. Well, that's just crazy making. And I went to the ethics department both on Mellon and Morgan Stanley, and reported these crimes as well. The whole intent is like, oh, we're the good guys. We didn't do anything wrong. We didn't know. But that's not true. When they found out, they still didn't go back and take action. They still didn't file criminal charges. They're just sort of like, well, let's see what we can get out of it. It's the old attorney deal, the old regular attorney persona. How much can we squeeze out of these loans? How many people can we throw out of their homes and resell it and make more money, or whatever? It's a squeeze it. Definitely, no question. There has been, I have not seen one of the Saxon, in my case, Mellon, and Morgan Stanley. Now know, because I made sure they knew that these crimes took place. There's no question that they don't know that these crimes took place. And I offered, okay, let's put a website together. Let's instruct people. Let's teach people enforcement. Let's clean this up. I offered over and over and over again to work with them to put something out to help the public. Non-response. More of an attitude like, well, Saxon's doing what it's supposed to do. What do you mean Saxon's doing what it's supposed to do? Saxon should have reported it to the Attorney General in 2009 when I reported the crimes. That's what it should have done. It didn't. Saxon should have returned the documents, and they didn't. Saxon converted the documents so that they wouldn't be available for other enforcement agencies. So the big guys know what's going on. I made sure that they knew what's going on, and it's very sad that the old squeeze it is still the primary desire. All the desires that got us in this trouble that we're in today, an economy that's failing, people out of work, highest poverty rate in 27 years in this country, people committing suicide, terrible things happen to families, divorce, all of these things as a result of these bank crimes. It's like, poof, blow them away. They don't matter. Let's still see how much money we can get out of these deals. Some mentality that not changing, not trying to be more ethical, not being more moral, not trying to do the right thing is okay. Well, it's not okay. That's obvious. All you have to do is look at the country and all the problems we're having. That way of thinking has to change. Um, just and I think what it is like, can I get away with it? Is the idea like, okay, Bernie Madoff's in jail, but the guy from Countrywide isn't in jail, so he got away with it. The people who did Nova Star, they got away with it. They're not in jail, and they've got billions of dollars over, in overseas. They got away with it. Uh, so let's change the laws and let them not get away with them and put them in jail. Give them some real, but not one of these federal jails. I mean, there should be a special money jail for these kinds of cons and white collar crime that isn't like going to a spa. It shouldn't be a spa. They've caused people to have their lives destroyed and be damaged in so many ways for their own greed. Greed for power, greed for things, and greed for money. I can tell you specifically that all the banks that were involved in the Nova Star situation that I've described here, Mellon, and also the bank, Morgan Stanley, I've told them everything. Why shouldn't I? I'm hoping at some point that someone intelligent will hear this and take action. Vicki Hufnagel, Dr. Vicki, The Ethical Times. Yes, the big boys know, and no, I haven't seen them do anything in a positive nature to help our situation and make it better. Thank you so much.